Hey guys, so I'm here with my friend Andris Brunovskis visiting from Atos. We're doing a Europeans camp here, so we've had a good opportunity to exchange information back and forth. So one of my previous videos, I talked about the importance of initial entanglement grips, and I talked about the main ones being the collar grip, the sleeve grip, and the pant grip. I'll do a short review of that. But there's one position that Andris uses a lot that I think in modern jiu-jitsu is going to be super important because it's super easy to get to. Okay, so go this one up. The initial video I talked about is like, often I'll ask people what guard do they like to play, and they'll say things like close guard or X guard, and those are great guards for sure, but they're not super easy to get to, right? What's really important is having initial entanglements that are easy to get to build your game off. If I'm trying to like jump the close guard immediately, he can start passing and doing all sorts of stuff in the meantime, right? So maybe like I get like a sleeve grip, I fall back in lasso, I can build my game from here. I get a collar grip, you have collar drags, I can jump the daily Kiva. Another one, if I'm fighting off my back, if the guy just stands close, you just grab the ankle, and then we can build the sit-up guard, all sorts of stuff from there, okay? Well, sometimes like all three of those can be really tricky to get. Like if I'm going for the sleeve, the guy's keeping his hands away, he's kind of back, so it's hard to get to the legs, and every time I touch the collar, it just breaks that grip fast, right? So something I've noticed a lot of the modern guys do, Andris and Keenan, who are like some of the main innovators of the worm guard in general, they use a lot of like the lapel in the lower positions, like so stand up. So like going in for like the belt and stuff like this, right? And that's so powerful because it's so hard to get to. So I'm gonna let Andris take it away here and just go into some of the crazy stuff he's been working.
All right, guys. So one big thing is if I want to get to the lapels, if they're open like this, I'm not gonna get a quick grip to it. The time that I'm gonna take opening this up and stuff, he's passing my guard, which is a big con to the worm guard. Just like any other guard, it has a lot of flaws, and the biggest flaws, it requires a lot of setup. You have to shake the lapel out, you have to wind it through your legs, wind it through their legs. There's a lot to unpack. So one thing I really like to do is grab the belt. And the beauty of this is I can do all these attacks with the lapel as well, but if the lapels are tucked in, that means the belt's available. And if a belt's not available, that means it's untied, that means the lapels are available. So one is gonna be available. So let's say a position, the belt is here, he's tied up at the beginning of a match. First thing I want to do is I don't want to lay on my back like this. I want to keep I want to be on one butt cheek and keep my hand behind me like this with my head in front of my butt. Now from here, I'm going to reach for the grip. Now the reason I keep my hand behind me, I keep this kind of basis. If I feel like he's overwhelming me, he's flurrying around, I can always bail if I have to. Just like so. Now from here, when I'm ready to go, look at what I do. I grab and I come up on my knee. So I come from here to here. Now that I'm here, look, I lift up and I shoot underneath to here. Now, once I'm in this position, I'm pretty safe. It's gonna be very hard for him to leg drag me, and I have my foot at this awkward angle where it's underneath the knot, just like so. Now from here, I can take this hand, I can come underneath, and I can secure him right here. This ties him up. Now from here, if I can play a lot of belts. There's a lot of attacks from here, but I can just open the lapels up too. It slows the game down, which it takes care of the biggest flaw of the worm, which requires a lot of setup. From here I can shake him out, and now I can switch to the worm positions if I want. So he's standing up, and it's going to be different depending on how he stands when he does. When he leads with this leg, it's easy. I come here, and I'm going to sit through to this side. I'm going to fall to my butt, just like this. If I can, I sit up right away to here, and I can play like this. And like I said, it's a jump-off point. I can go to lapel guard. I can go for other stuff too. I can scoot inside. I can shoot the single leg X. It's just a good way to slow the guy down.
Yeah, for sure. Like I can tell from just rolling with Andris, the speed in which you get entangled is immediate, and that's such a big factor when guys are playing guard. They'll often complain about the fact that they feel like they can never get their game going, and they're always on defense. And it's often this like subtle in-between battle of establishing that initial entanglement. And what I noticed is like Andris, of course, has like all the powerful worm guard positions and stuff, which if you want to see, he's got a lot of that stuff on his YouTube channel. What is it called? Andris Brunovskis?
Yep, just Andris Brunovskis.
Okay. Andris Brunovskis. We'll put the spelling in the description and stuff to check it out. But it's such an in-depth, super in-depth guard. But the thing I really love about this system is it's not just about the worm guard series and all the stuff you can do with that. Like you could use this position and super easy switch into a single leg guard game. You could use it to switch into like a half guard game. You can use it to switch into De La Hiva, X guard, and again, it's like often the only thing available. When you're fighting that guy in the gym who just breaks grips and backs up all the time, it's just such an easy initial entanglement. So we'll keep going. Andris will probably show some stuff like when the guy's leading with the left leg. And now, because we have him here, we're just gonna go on a bunch of crazy tangents. So if you guys get, the basic thing to get from the video is just that initial entanglement tool. And I think that's like a super powerful thing. And continue watching if you want like a lot of extra amazing stuff. So it's, definitely worth seeing. Okay, so go ahead if you want to show like the other leg you eat or whatever. All right.
Another thing I can do from here, like, so let's say he's leading with the other leg, I can still keep the same arm. So what I'm gonna do is instead of shooting to that leg, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come through with this leg, I jump through, and I underhook here. Now from here I can lock hook, and I can play from right here. And this is a very powerful position. I can come around, I can control him, take him out, lots of stuff.
You want to show that full mount sequence right there?
Yeah, sure. So we're here, now, like, obviously when we're drilling it, it's not gonna ever be this long. Perfect world it is, but it never will be. So we're here, I'm gonna be here in the seated position, I'm gonna shoot through, and when I shoot through, I'm gonna kind of invert. So just in slow motion, like I shoot through here, and the second I'm here, I'm not gonna stay here. I swim underneath, and I pass the grip right here, just like so. Now from here, I use this leg as momentum, I come around, and I can push him out, and I can come to the mount, right here.
Yeah, one of the sorry about that, but one of the things that's so powerful about that with the guard game is often in modern competition it's really hard to pass the guard when there's two guys who are really good, and these kind of sweeps are so powerful because not only do they get the 2 points for the sweep, but you get 4 points for the mount as well. And if you're fighting a guy with a great guard, now he has to both escape the mount, sweep you, and pass your guard to try to get back on the board. Okay, go ahead, sir.
All right, and some other stuff from the same position. So just one thing also to think about, just the belt versus getting a lapel. So let's just say I'm in the first position, so we're leading here. I can either be here, and if I have the lapel, let's just say I have the lapel instead. When I have the lapel, especially against a guy who's really strong, he can posture really high, and sometimes it shreds my grip, and I can lose it, especially against a guy who's real strong. I have a training partner named Don Bell. He can just deadlift out of the worm. So one really nice thing about the belt is it's connected strictly to their waist. The lapels run down their whole body, so when they deadlift, it will break your grip. But if he tries to deadlift from the belt position, so if we're here, and he tries to deadlift from here, it does very little. It's not going to save him. If anything, it's going to expose my ability to come over the top of his knee and sweep him. So it's very safe for that too. And just another thing, just as a concept, when you're going against that guy who's just really fast, he's got that intense pace that you can't match, this is an excellent way to slow them down. So I discussed going for the lead leg, and if they lead with the other leg. Now let's just talk about just if he has no leg forward. He's kind of keeping them both at the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like this. So from here, what I can do is when I get to the grip, like this, I can shoot inside, and I can just stay right here. And from here, I'm just going to be hunting for a leg. He might keep his feet back from here, and from here, I'm just looking for something. If I can get here, I'll invert underneath, take it, come over the top, or if he leads with the other one, let's say he leads with the other one, then I can come here, I can start to tie him up here, start to loosen him up, get his other lapels free. So it's all about just searching for a leg. All the lapel attacks are gonna come off of you entangling underneath their legs. I can use it to slow them down when their feet are away, but my ultimate goal is to get through the legs.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, so we may end up doing another video because as crazy as Andris's guard is, his passing is just as difficult to deal with. It's also awesome because it's such a stark contrast to my style of passing, which is I do a lot of knee cuts and toreandos and movement stuff, and Andris has a tremendous pressure passing game, so it'll be awesome to mix some of that in as well. But also, yeah, check him out on Instagram. What's the ID?
This is Andris Brunovskis.
Andris Brunovskis. Again, we'll put the spelling in there. It's a tough one. It's Latvian, right? Yeah, so check him out on there. Check him out on YouTube. And also comment and ask questions if you guys have any follow-up stuff you have questions about on this. And yeah, if you work this stuff, I promise you're going to be upsetting all the guys trying to pass in the gym. Okay, guys, if you like the video, as always, the best way to help is like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot.